Okay, just to make sure that we're all on the same page, I'm going to do some of these as an example for you, and hopefully you can figure out the rest. So with the first page, I realize the second one down might look a little bit funky, so I'm just going to count this out for you. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carbons. I should have put those in as well. Sorry about that. So 7 carbons in a chain simply make hept, and it ends in A and E because we've got all single bonds, so heptane. Remember that your cyclos, you count the number of carbons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We put the term cyclo in the beginning, followed by, since there's 6, it's hex, and since they're all single bonds, that ends in ane. This guy has a special name. I'm hoping that you remember that by now. This has 3 carbons, so that turns into a cyclo. 3 carbons is prop, and then there's all single bonds, so that ends in ane, cyclopropane. Some examples from the next one. I'm going to take this out because I just told you that I'm not going to give that to you, as well as these two. Okay, so you don't need to do those. On page 3, we've got some alcohols. So these are both in that worksheet, or in the examples. Make sure that when you are naming your carboxylic acids and all your other functional groups, that you count all of the carbons. So there is a carbon right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. So that would be pentanoic acid. Okay. There is our amine. Keep in mind that we just said that this guy is cyclopropane. Oop. And since we have an amine, we take off the E and put amine at the end. So cyclopropanamine. And these get a little bit longer, but they're the same type of problem here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carbons are in there. And the ketone functional group is on 4. So this would be 4. 8 carbons is octane. And then remember, we remove that E. Okay, it doesn't want to let me do that. And instead put in one. So this becomes 4-octanone. So from there, you probably can figure out the rest of those, at least I hope. So try those. Now, the opposite is what you're going to do on that very last page. I'm going to cross out this one. This one. So you do not need to do those, okay? So in this case, we have the name and we're trying to break down the structure. So I would look at this and go, okay, first of all, I have a pentane. Okay, so that starts with 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The one tells me that it's a ketone, and that C-double-O bond goes on the 3rd carbon. So there you go. And that's sort of how you just do these. You kind of break it down. Like if I was doing non-anoic acid, I would start with nonane, and then I adjust things for the oic acid part. So I'm hoping with the other videos, this is easier than it might look initially. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay? Thank you, and I'll see you shortly.